We are here with Colleen Young, MLA with Lloydminster, Saskatchewan. Thanks for coming by.
You're welcome.
It was good to have you here. And there's so much has happened this year for you guys.
Absolutely.
We should talk a little bit about the highlights, some of the good things that have gone on throughout 2019.
Yeah. It's been a bit of a challenging year, but at the same time, we've done very well as a province. We started out with a budget that was on balance.
Yeah.
And on track, and very proud of that, because in these very challenging times, that's always something that is tough to accomplish. And as a province and as a government, I believe we've done very well in that.
I think so too, yeah. And there's so much in terms of jobs and the economy and stuff like that as well too. I mean, cancellation of the federal tax, that was a huge thing for us this year. Let's talk a little bit about that. Of course, we have a lot of other things that came through this year, but that was a major one for people.
It is. And you know what, it really has been a challenge, and no fault of our province and our government, but more of the impositions that have been put on the province by the federal government over the last few years. And our oil and gas sector in particular, and some of the challenges they've seen with Bill C-69 and Bill C-48 have been, I think, the biggest hurdles.
Yeah. What do you think we're looking forward to in terms of that now? In terms of even our exports to international markets. The pipeline that's happening right now. What are the challenges there for us? Well,
I think we've had some good news lately. Enbridge Line 3 on the Canada side has been completed and is in working order, so hopefully that'll be completed into the States, because that is one of our largest trading partner currently in the oil and gas industry. As we've heard just this week, TMX is on the move, and there are some jobs going to be created there, but that was something that should have happened years ago, and I think that as a government we have stood up for the people in Saskatchewan to push back on them and ensure that it's an industry and a resource that we need to keep moving forward.
For sure. How do you think people are anticipating that type of thing? I mean, there's so much talk here in this town, right, about all of that.
Right, and I agree, it is talk, and it has been a significant challenge, particularly for Lloydminster in this area, because as we know, we are a very big oil industry here in this area of the province, and a lot of those companies and businesses have hung on for as long as they can, but after 4 and 5 years, they have to ensure that they are meeting revenues for their investors and for the people that work for them. So some of them have gone elsewhere and gone to the States, as we know, but we still have some in our area that are strong and are have continued to invest in Saskatchewan, and we're very appreciative of that.
Beautiful. And of course, one more thing that I don't want to forget is a commitment to renegotiating a new equalization
agreement.
I wish I could say that word.
No, that's fine. That's good. Yes, and our Premier, as we know, just was chairing the Federation of Premiers Conference in Toronto last week, and that was one of the topics that was put on the table, and we as a province have been pushing back on the federal government to treat us the same as the eastern provinces, particularly Quebec and Ontario.
Of course. And of course we have that Saskatchewan growth plan, the next decade of growth, 2020 to 2030. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Right. I think people will remember when we became government in 2007, the former Brad Wall, our Premier, put a growth plan in place then for 10 years of progress, and for the most part we have met all of those targets. There's a few that we have found challenging and are still working on. This is the next one. We know that it's important to put a strategic plan in place for the people to see where we're going in the future. And back in August we had a caucus retreat, and many of us put forward some wonderful ideas, and we've come up with 30 new goals for 2030, and we plan on trying to achieve every last one of them.
What would be the highlight of that for people to kind of anticipate the
Well, I think growing our economy so that we have more people working here, more people employed, 100,000 more new jobs is a target that we're reaching for, and I think we'll find that. I think that we have some advantages here in Saskatchewan that we have not really pushed ourselves, particularly in the tech sector and in our agriculture industries. And I think that's something we're really looking forward to doing.
It looks promising. Thank you so much. We're out of time, but thank you for
You're
being here with
welcome.
us this year.
Yeah,
Awesome.
well, you're welcome, and I say Merry Christmas to you and to everyone else out there.
Definitely. Happy holidays for sure.
Thank
For sure.
you.
Thank you.